today. I see some gas on the edge. Get that mindset to put your shoulder on somebody.
Dig, drop. You're finished.
Hey, first down. This is weird. Get worse than that side.
All right. A little bonus action late at night on a losing Sunday evening. Hello, everybody. This is GreenBean, and we are here to commiserate, as we like to say. Look at all these guys in here. Guys and gals, I should say. I just saw a gal. I saw her. Look at this, Jets Worldwide. I think I'm in concussion protocols. Hey, look at that. So our quarterback, who just a couple days ago, actually this morning, had Jets fans so excited. And now, not only do we have poor play, but we have concussion protocol to discuss. Can you imagine? Like, what a difference a week makes. Amazing. Our offensive line, ballyhooed, rookie, best start ever, all the stuff. Just so crazy how quick it can flip. Isn't it, though? It's a crazy thing how quick it can all flip. I'm routinely blown away. What the fuck is going on here? Why is this so bad? What is happening? Look at this. It's so big now. I can't keep that there. I don't know what the hell's going on anymore around here. Trying to put up my overlays, but let's see what you guys have to say. I'm real curious where you are. Look, we've had a few hours to process, if you will, to discuss, process, think. You know what I mean? To feel. So I want to see what you guys are talking about, what you're thinking. Let's see. Watching football promotes regurgitation. Yeah. So, all right, what's the news? So I haven't checked in a little bit, but here's one thing. Here's what I'll start with. I think it's really important not to overreact one way or the other, right? Last week we saw an overreaction, and we talked about it. Like, okay, if you fair, what is it? Jets YouTube had some pretty good rants this evening. Shout out to Jets Media. Yeah. But I think, look, we played well. We lost, but we played well. And that's what we're looking at. Like, this season's weird. We don't know what anything's going to be. Got question marks all over the place. So you got this, wait and see kind of a thing. So we get a solid play and we get all nuts. And now we're talking about we don't need to draft a quarterback and all this stuff. One game. Now we have a bad game, which, by the way, history was made today. I don't know if you guys know this. We'll get to the historic thing. Yeah, history as far as all this is concerned. But now we're firing Aaron Glenn. Justin Fields, nothing to him. He's garbage. Throw him away. It's like, I don't know, man. I think we should make sure that we don't overreact one way or the other. I mean, you could do anything you want, of course, but as far as our peace and serenity and health are concerned, man, embrace the suck, like John Carmen's saying. You know what I mean? Ricky from New York checking in. In my 28 years as a Jets fan, we have 100% win rate when I travel 3 hours or less to a game. Next week, I'm 20 minutes from the stadium. So are you going to the game, though, Ricky? Just because you're 20 minutes, I mean, you're insinuating that you are. Well, that's a pretty good track record. I don't have a track record like that. I have a different track record. So that's good. Traveling more than 3. So look, he follows it up with traveling more than 3 hours for a game. We've lost every game but one. So yeah, key for Ricky, don't travel for games. Only go to the ones within that radius for you. But I'm watching the Vikings and the Falcons, and even those two teams, it just looks different. It looks like teams that can play, you know? It's a weird thing. Everybody seems to be running harder and hitting harder, and it's just faster than we see, you know? Yeah, I mean, Jay Spector talking. When was the last time a Jet linebacker punched out the ball to create a? Well, it happened today, but we didn't fall on it. That was the thing. It actually happened today. It might not have been a linebacker though. I think it might have been Quinn. No, it might have been Quincy. Forgive me, but we did it today. We just don't fall on it. You know. But like, here's my thing with Quincy Williams. And I said this for the last couple of years. I mean, when he's playing like really well, he's really good, thunderous, fast. When he's not, it's like he looks like a jag. Like, why can't, like, when you look at the great players, even like, look, let's just keep it to Jets greats, right? Great for us. When you look at a guy like Kyle Clifton, Mo Lewis, Marvin Jones, those types of guys, they were consistent, man. Like, they weren't always, like the Jets teams, was great. But Kyle Clifton, every time he was there, the guy fucking went down. Every time he never had a game where he looked like he didn't belong there. Same thing with Marvin Jones, Mo Lewis. They always looked like they belonged. Bobby Houston, lots of guys over the years. Bart Scott at the end started to, when he got like heavy. David Harris. These guys, like, they looked like they, Quincy Williams is not that. It's like he has these games where he's just completely gone. Today was kind of like that. He looked like he really couldn't tackle well. And I don't know what that is. It's an interesting thing that happens, with him. So I don't know. I mean, look, Aaron Glenn, he's got to come here. We have players. You have guys that have been to Pro Bowls, have been to all pro games, and not games, but voted as all pro. And like, you come here and you have to do your own evaluation. Who can I coach and who can I not coach? Guys are under contract. What can I do? What can I can't? You need the season to take a look at this. What do you mean overrated? He was a fucking defensive coordinator. You know what I mean? He's like every overrated. What does that even mean? He's a rookie head coach. Some guys like him, some guys don't. That's it, Mo. I mean, what do you mean overrated? It's not like he came in with a resume of head coaching or something. He's a defensive coordinator. That's what he was. He was a part of a complete revamping of the Detroit Lions. They were hot garbage when he got there, and they were fucking in the playoffs when he left. What do you want to do? I mean, overrated. Maybe overrated by some people here get excited, but it's fandom. Why don't you go to your own fucking place tonight? Nobody needs your shit tonight, man. You know what I mean? Like, this is where you got to know the line, man. You got to know the line. Like, when do I just shut the fuck up? That's sometimes you got to know that. Like, you bust balls. We're all fun. Hey, why are you here today busting ball? What's the deal? You know what I mean? Take it easy. Talking about a finite thing. And Aaron Glenn might prove to be, Aaron Glenn might prove to suck. But here's the thing. Look, here's the thing with the negative Jets fans, right? Like, if you just take the negative stance on every player and every coach, you would have been right much more than the people who are hopeful. But here's the other side of it. You would have been miserable more than the people that are hopeful too. And then if you're, I don't know. But the thing is, the future's not written. You never know when a guy's going to be good or bad, or you got to give him time. 1 game, 2 games, 3 games, you just don't know. And that's what it is. Get the fuck out of here. You're out of here. I don't want to deal with Modine tonight. He can swallow the kids. You know what I mean? Get out of here. Who needs that shit? You know what I mean? Who needs that shit tonight? Who needs it? I don't need it. Gotham Football Club, Jets. People calling for Glenn to be fired. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's like your feelings. You know, you're allowed to have your feelings, right? But what's with the extreme? Let me ask you this. This is, I always love to ask people this when they want to fire somebody. Well, who's your guy? Fire the GM. Well, who's your guy? Because we have an owner who doesn't know how to fucking hire GMs, clearly. And he's got a president of football operations who also does not know how to hire GM. Every time that they got to hire somebody, he's got to get outside help. This is 3 times. The only time that we didn't was Christopher Johnson hiring Adam Gase, which, I mean, shit. You want to talk about support for getting help? Look at these guys. Look at that move. God damn. We don't got any moves like that. Garrett Wilson does that, but, you know. No, he's just in timeout. I put him in timeout for a minute. And he's going to stay around because he's got nothing else going on. He doesn't have any Bills friends. I don't know what it is. I mean, you're welcome here, but again, you got to know when to shut the fuck up. You know what I mean? We're trying to lick each other's wounds here. So, anyway, I'm with you, Gotham City. It just doesn't make sense to me. Like, who are you hiring? Now, during last year, look, there was a lot of people for Aaron Glenn. There was a lot of people for other guys. But the truth is that the Jets, outside of Adam Gase, the last offensive coach that we hired was Bruce Coslett in the 90s, like 1990, maybe 89. It's like, oh no, Kotite was offense. But it's like, that was 1995. So what do you at some point you gotta take a look at this. But here's the thing: Aaron Glenn is here, and Aaron Glenn has just coached his second game. And the first game was, look, we're gonna have our warts, we're gonna have our issues, but it was delightful. It was fun. It was outside of what we expect to see. But you got to give the fucking guy time, man. You got to give if the Jets are going to do the thing that they do, which is hire rookie coaches, that's when to complain. Like, we should be letting the Jets know we don't want a fucking rookie head coach. We just sit back. We just keep buying their shit. Like, that's what we should do. I mean, if we want our voices to be heard, don't buy another Jets cap. Don't buy a new Jets jersey. When they fucking put the gray jerseys, don't buy one. Let them know. And it sucks. But, like, dude, you see, some Jets fans aren't going to the games because opening day, I've never seen an opening day game that had that many opposing teams' fans in it. They're always going to be there, right? They're always going to be there. But it was just about half. I think a little bit less than half. But, dude, not cool for an opening day game. But the truth is, if you're gonna get anything done with this team, you have to show them with the pocketbook, and you have to you got to put a message on it. We are not okay. We're not buying shit until you fix it. And you got to fix it by doing something different. Hiring rookie defensive coaches, and because he's going cheap. Like, I don't know. I'm of the belief that the coach is the most important thing in the whole entire organization. Even more than the GM. As long as the GM is average. Like, a good coach can take players and figure it out, make them play well. And if you're not, then, he knows how to put it all together. You should be paying. That's where to put the money. Like, you're fine with paying a middling cornerback, $10 million a year, but then you want to pay a coach $2. It doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't make sense. Your biggest problem with the D is Quincy and Sherwood. Really? Huh. Well, I would say I got to watch the all 22 as well, but I would say the defensive line was piss poor today. Piss poor. They weren't even getting contact until the linebackers. Like that's not. I mean, once or that's not okay. As a he was running right through our defensive line, just right through, scot-free. That is an issue. Our defensive backs are a problem. So we'll look at the all 22 and check it out. But they are not my two biggest issues on the defense by a long shot. You might be right this week, though. Let's see. Malcolm Harper says, as soon as Michael Clemens made the personal foul penalty on the Bills, and Justin Fields fumbled the ball, the game was practically over. Yeah. And look, and you keep playing it, right? You keep playing the game, but who didn't see that? We all felt the same thing. It was like we stopped them. That was the job. We stopped them we held them to a field goal attempt and, likely to make it, but who knows? Likely to make it, but who knows? At minimum, it's 4 points less. So instead, we do something dumb, give them a big burst. Everybody gets deflated. They go down and score a touchdown. We come out and fumble the ball after that. And our previous drive was up and 3, down and 3 because Justin Fields can't hit a wide open and not like a wide open down the field, 56-yard. He's right there. Just straight in front of you. Just hit him. He's right there. Sailed it over his head because he was jittery all day. He walked onto that field jittery. He had happy feet. He was jumpy. He was off. He was throwing the ball high all day. High and to the right. Or he was throwing it behind receivers. It's like it was crazy. He was off all day. He was the biggest problem on the field, like without question. Without question. The offensive line was giving him pockets. He was jumpy inside the pockets. Justin Fields was a problem today. And crazy because a bigger issue is that he's not coming on the field next week, potentially. You need him. I mean, dude, whatever this is, good or bad, Justin Fields is the only chance of this season doing anything. And Tyrod Taylor ain't it. And even if he is for a week or two, he's going down too. He doesn't make it through seasons. And then you got Brady Cook, who everybody's all excited about. Even if you are, he ain't ready. I'll tell you that. Man, look, if by some miracle he was to come in and whatever, but come on. Realistically, not good. Jason Edwards, what's up, buddy? What are you doing up so late, my friend? GreenBean, we will get through this. I below Benzad. One game. Didn't look good today. Jets for life. LFG. Jason Edwards bought himself a jersey today. I know you did. What jersey did you get, buddy? And you got to tell me what jersey you got. I'm real curious. I know you bought one, man. I know you did. You know how it gets. When we get in that damn cycle, some guy says 1995, Woody didn't own the team. It was Hess. Woody only hired Gase as an officer. Yeah, so right. So that's a good point. So Woody has only hired one offensive head coach. And he didn't even do it. It was Christopher, technically. You know that it's still Woody. Christopher didn't do anything independently. He called Woody and said, hey, this is what I got. Peyton, you're not going to believe this. Peyton Manning just called me. And he said, Adam Gase is the hidden gem of the coaching carousel. He's the guy. He said, if I can do what you want. Right? That's what he said. But he called him. He didn't just, do it. Tyler, good to see you, buddy. Good to see you, man. It's been a minute. Yeah, well, I love you. We'll be fine. We'll stay strong. We'll be fine, Tyler. Down there. I hope your career is going well down there and down under. Greg says, I haven't bought gear in 23 years. I mean, look, I bought a couple of things. When we changed the jerseys, I bought back. I just bought this shirt. This is a Walmart special, this shirt. I saw it. I was getting, I had to get sunglasses because I broke my fucking Oakley. So I got some cheap sunglasses. I saw this and I was like, you know what? $20, let me get it. Because I don't have anything with just this on it. So I was like, whatever. But yeah, man, all my stuff is old. I mean, I got stuff, like this is my favorite hat. You guys have seen it. My favorite hat is this one. This is my favorite hat. And I've had this for so long, but look at it, man. I can't wear it anywhere. It's like it's completely destroyed. It's like, like look at it. It's shredded. I can't do anything. I used to take this thing, fold it up, and stick it in my back pocket. I mean, I've had this for a long time, man. But I love this hat. And I don't want to buy news. I mean, I look at it all. But Yeah, have Mo calling me an adult. Thank you. At 52 years old, I don't get that compliment very often, or that comment even. But yeah, man, we're 120 minutes into the season. 60-minute period, we scored more points than we're used to seeing. 4 straight, and the whole first half was scoring. We'd have a single punt. And now we settled down, because look, not for nothing. There's probably a little bit of reading their own press clippings and all that kind of stuff. They thought they were going to be able to do whatever, and they ran into a brick wall, and it startled them, and they got shook. Now, guys like Garrett Wilson, Breece Hall, and everybody else, they should know already, but they don't. The thing is, it's all about how Aaron Glenn responds, man. That's the whole thing. How is he going to respond? He responded week 1 with cutting the guy that was responsible for losing. All right. I like it. I'm in. Let's see what he does this week. He's not going to cut Clemens. I'd be very surprised. We are thin, especially if Jermaine Johnson is out. You saw that he had a tweet earlier with just some emoji praying hands. Now, that could be read 2 different ways. Please, God, don't let me be out for another season in game 2 again. This is where we lost him last year. Game 2. So come on, please. Or thank you, because it's not serious. I mean, I don't know what to make of it. These guys in their cryptic tweets. Don't they know? We need information. Mr. Forte says, honestly, think Fields should stick the gloves. Well, you know what somebody said in my comments? I was answering some comments a little while ago. And somebody said, he wore the gloves when it was raining and he took them off when it stopped. I said, oh, it's that simple? It's not like conspiracy theory, the Illuminati made him. It's none of that. It's just raining. And he took them off when it stopped. Maybe that is all it is. Maybe that's all it is, Mr. Forte. But yeah, man, look, the truth is, here's the historic. You guys ready for history? Out of all the remember last year, we started the season with numerous historic things for Aaron Rodgers. Never threw that many interceptions in the first half. Never lost all the stuff, lowest yardage. We broke every fucking negative record for Aaron Rodgers like the first half of the season. It was crazy. All of his worst games were right here. Justin Fields, all of the stuff he's done on the negative side of things, this was his worst game of his career. We just watched it. And how much, dude, we've seen such piss poor quarterback play. And we still found another low. There's not much lower to go. I mean, the quarterback's going to have to light up. It's going to burn on fire in the middle of the field. That's the only thing left. We've had our quarterback's jaw broken in his own locker room before the start of the season. They built the whole team around him, and he's in his own locker room. You think he'd be safe in there. It's like, dude, I don't know what's going on, Mr. Forte. Danger Zone. Dano checks in. He says, I'm a fan of GreenBean first, Jets second. There you go. Free Mo. Mo's free. I just put him in a timeout. Cool him off. He's too peppy with his hate. You got to calm it down. Come correct. You can whatever, but don't make fun. I'm not into being made fun of. I don't like it. Not today. You got to know when and where, everybody. You know what I mean? What are you going to do? Let's see what else we got in here. Can you believe that, though? This is his worst game of his career. The worst game. Yeah, Paula. You start to get this impression. You start to consider this idea. And maybe it's us. Not like us, because I didn't do anything to anybody. Neither did you, Paula. I know this. But, maybe it's the Jets. We were talking about it before. It's like, look at a guy like Chuck Clark. He played every game. He's an Iron Man. Never missed a game. Never missed a snap. And the Jets in training camp out for the year. Same thing with, what's his name? Dwayne Brown. He's Iron Man. Hasn't missed a game. 10 years. He comes here. He tore his rotator cuff day 4 of training camp. Day 4. It's crazy. Let's see. Only player on the team I like is Adams. Is Tony Adams? It can't be Tony Adams. You're saying go Hangard. Oh, like least. That makes more sense. I had to read it again. So yeah, at least Ruck the puck had a TV. Well, and it sucks that it comes in a game like you'd love to see his first touchdown mean something, but it is what it is, and he's playing well so far this year. He's doing what he's got to do. I don't think Jeremy Ruckert's ever going to beat Travis Kelce, but it's like, you want him to be a solid tight end, block well, and catch the ball when we throw it to you, and that's what happened. And it was from Tyrod Taylor, not Justin Fields, his college quarterback, which I don't know. I started to think maybe this whole Garrett, Justin, Myers, Ruckert thing, the New York Jedis, you know what I mean? Like, who knows? I was starting to think some stuff. Jermaine has an ankle. Yes. I am under the impression he has 2, Ricky. 2 ankles. Yeah, that's his injury, but do we know how serious it is? Anybody know anything on him? Has anybody heard anything more than the cryptic tweet that we got? Gotham checking back in. Joe Namath sold his soul for the Super Bowl. Yeah, man. I mean, look, I don't know. I don't know if he sat down and he signed a piece of paper with Satan in the room. I mean, I don't know if that happened, but whatever it is, I mean, this is the most real thing in sports. We can't shake it. Whatever it is. You just got to hope that Aaron Glenn is serious enough and man enough to stay the course and chip away at the granite block that is the Jets curse. Dude, he's been here before when it happened. Like he said, he was there. He experienced the same pain we did in that AFC championship game, and he wants it back. So we got to give him a second. It's not going to happen year 1. Anybody who thought that, I mean, you're setting yourself up. I knew it. I listened to everybody. I talked to lots of people, as you know. And people that were trying to tell me that, hey, man, the Jets are going to be better than you think this year. All right, I'm down for it. But I'm of the belief, man, this is going to be an up and down season at best. They got to figure it all out. And they got to stop trading up in the 5th round for guys that can't even make the fucking roster. You don't trade up for a guy. You do not trade up for guys that can't impact the team right away. That aren't, I mean, look, why are you trading up? I don't know. What is that? I just saw something here. Are we bringing AVT back next year, GreenBean? Well, here's the thing with AVT. Well, I think we got to watch this offensive line all year. Like if you would have asked me at the end of the game last week, I would have said we don't need him, right? But AVT, dude, he's been. This is the third year that he's out for the season. This is just the earliest. At least in the other years, we got to see him a little bit. Not good. And this is the second one that's a tricep, too. So I don't know what's up with that guy. It's USC, man. They're soft. I mean, I don't know. It's another thing. Like, look, you can yell back at hindsight, but if you remember, I got my head chopped off a little bit. I did not like giving up 2/3 to move up in the first for a guard. I didn't like it. I didn't say I didn't like the player. I liked AVT plenty. But I was more than happy to sit right where I was, keep my 2/3, and take Creed Humphrey. You tell me that would have been a problem? Why can't we just do that? It's not like we had a center. Who was our center at the time? I don't even remember. No, nobody of note. Right? We were on a center carrot. Who was our center the last bunch of years? Nobody. So again, you could say anything in hindsight. But at the time, remember, I didn't want Zach. That first round was shit for me. I was like, okay, well, AVT's a great player. I know that. At least I like the player. But again, trading up in the first for a guard didn't compute to me, especially when Darisaw and Creed Humphrey. There was lots of guys. If you're going to trade up, you got to be convinced that guy is light years, leaps head and shoulders better than all the guys you can get. 2/3, that's 3 picks. AVT is 3 premium picks, matching the 3 season-ending years we've had with him. Injuries. So I don't know about him, man. You got to see how these guys play, but here's my thought. If you can get him back on a 1-year cheapie, something like that, or maybe a 2-year, just like, hey, like average kind of, with some injury stuff in there, fine. But I'm of the school of thought, if you got your guy, dude, just use a 3rd-round pick on a guard, man. Why is this got to be all 1st-round picks? How did the Bucks do? Did they play? I don't even know if they played. Are they playing tomorrow night or something? Bay Buck. Let's see. Let's see when they play. So they play tomorrow night. Yeah, okay. So they're playing the Texans tomorrow night. They are 1-0. So they're probably going to beat the Texans. I'm hearing, I'm sure you have too. The Texans are not happy. It's not happy-go-lucky down there in Texasville, in Houston town. So I don't know. Gator Needs His Gat says this team needs a Kyle Hamilton desperately. Oh, another one. Remember that? People laughed at me. I was on an island with Jets Forever, I think it was. 2 of us wanted Kyle Hamilton. Every single Jets fan said this. You don't take a safety in the first. I was like, you guys are fucking nuts. Now, Sauce is great. But like my first round, my first 2 rounds that year, remember, we had 2 firsts and 2 seconds. We ended up trading up, right, with one of the seconds to get Jermaine Johnson, which is fine. But if just assuming I would have stayed where I was with 4, 10, and then like 33 and 35, I think it was something like that, I would have taken Thibodeau, Kyle Hamilton. I would have gotten Pickens in the second and Breece Hall. That would have been my draft. Or if Nakobe Dean, but I didn't know he was injured either. So the teams obviously did. Somebody like that. But yeah, that's who I wanted. And if it wasn't Thibodeau, it was Karlaftis. That's who I would have taken. And I like JJ plenty. Don't get me wrong. I was very happy when they moved up for him. But Kyle Hamilton's a stud, man. A stud. If he stays healthy, he's going to be Hall of Fame level. And maybe Sauce is too. So I'm fine. But yeah, man, I get killed during the draft for my guys. People make fun of me. Yeah, a lot of us don't wanted Thibodeau. A lot of us wanted Sauce. I think up top, it was like I didn't look. I was very happy with Garrett Wilson too. Like I loved Garrett Wilson, but I didn't think he was at the time in that draft. I didn't think he was better than the other guys I wanted. The one I would have taken was Pickens, but I just thought that Garrett Wilson wasn't better. So much better than Pickens that I wasn't taking Kyle Hamilton with that pick. And I wanted an edge in the top. My first pick was going to be an edge that year, no matter what. And Thibodeau's good. Maybe not what I thought he was going to be necessarily. But, look at that. Oh, my God. That was a major sack. That's not a flag? Looked like a little bit of a face mask. You guys see that? Divine Diablo. Another one of my late round heroes. Remember that, man? I love Divine Diablo. Love that. Love is a strong word, but I really liked him as a developmental guy. Oh, he got the fumble. Yeah, he didn't make the sack, though. Maybe not. It looked worse when I saw it. Interesting, man. Yeah, Barney Miller. This is my whole take. That's it right there. You said it perfectly, buddy. The silver lining, we got 15 games left, everybody. Let's have some fun. Now, you got to know what you're watching. Like, if you think you're going to a NASCAR race and they come out with horses, and you're like, it sucks. But if you know you're going to a horse rodeo, even if you don't like them that much, you know what you're expecting. All right, let me just fucking put on a cowboy hat and have myself a hootenanny, It's like, if you know this isn't our Super Bowl year, this is an evaluation year. They're looking at these guys. Is Quincy Williams part of my team? He's up for contract. And is he a guy I want to bring back, or am I going in the draft and getting myself an animal? Like, dude, remember who was I talking about in the draft this year? Do you guys remember my linebacker? No, obviously Jod Campbell. He was the best linebacker in the class, and I loved him. I knew we weren't getting him because it just didn't fit. I knew it, right? That's fine. You remember my other guy? Anybody remember who my guy was? Let me see what he did. I know week 1. I don't know what he did today. Today we had probably a rough day. But you guys remember? Anybody? No, Boss I liked. But let me see here. Hold on. I just want to look at his I want to look at his stats for. So, week 1 he had eight tackles, and today he had 5 tackles against the Ravens. So I'm talking about Carson Schlesinger. He was all over the field week 1, and he looks every bit like the guy I thought he'd be, and he's going to get better and better. He's one of those guys, man. Jod Campbell. I think he's a stud muffin. But I also liked Schlesinger was my guy. I was like, dude, if we can bring a guy. So that's the thing. Oh, wow. If we can go, when we go into the draft, I know Jets fans of late, we don't like taking linebackers or any of that shit like in the draft. We like, it's like, we love offensive linemen. I'll tell you that. We take offensive linemen in the draft. We love wide receiver, maybe a cornerback, edge. But that's kind of it. We don't want to take anything else. No safety. You don't take linebackers. Like, I'm from an era. Like, dude, you got a mean, nasty-ass, mean linebacker that can sideline to sideline. Wherever the ball is, he's crushing somebody. Dude, that shit makes an impact. And the team feeds on it. Like, when your leader is an animal, the guy running the defense on the field is an animal, that fucking permeates into everybody's psyche. So, I mean, we got to see what it is. Right? All right. Wyatt says, Bean, you know I'm not one to call for heads, but our defensive coordinator is holding us back. Our players look worse on worse. Worse than what though, Wyatt? What does that mean? Worse than what? Worse than last season? I think not. And again, it's 2 games. Like I hear you. And let me just say this. I'm not a Steve Wilkes guy. I thought it was an uninspired hiring. I don't think he's bad. Like he's good enough that he was given a head coaching job. Now he's fired after 1 year. They gave him Josh Rosen, and then they fired them both. But then he was the interim coach in Carolina when they fired Matt Rule. So he's that guy. You know what I mean? Like he's the top guy, a coordinator. But he's not. He never did anything to me that stood out. Like, wow, this Steve Wilkes defense to me. But I think, as you know, we have to, it's Aaron Glenn and Steve Wilkes really working together for the first time. So we got to give them, we got to give them, like, look, week 1, we stopped the run. Fantastic. Today, we couldn't stop the run. 154 yards, 224 yards on the ground. Now, a lot of it was Josh Allen running around, which is what it is. Yeah, Benny, that's tough, man. I lived in Miami. Now, the good news with Miami when I lived down there for 15 years was they weren't necessarily any better, So that was comforting. But it sucks. It sucks to live. I feel for you, buddy. Here's my advice. Hide till Wednesday. Let them start thinking about their next team. Then you can walk around again. You don't need to get wings this week. You don't need it. Chanel and Karloftis. Yeah, they were 2, right? You see Leo Chanel. You see him. Like, again, dude, if you look at the rosters that are most representative of the guys that I liked in the draft, it's the Ravens and the Chiefs. Those are my guys. I don't know what to tell you. And the Jets do Jets things, and we're the Jets. Starks over there with Kyle. So they have Kyle Hamilton and Malachi Starks now. And we have Tony Adams and fucking Andre Cisco. And Cisco, I don't hate. I think, again, we got to give him a second. You got to do it's their first time in this defense week. We got to give them time, man. That nothing is finite. This isn't it. This isn't what it is. This is going to be a long haul thing. And again, if you walk into this arena knowing that it's not a NASCAR race, it's the rodeo, then you can understand a little bit better. We are not going to the Super Bowl this year. We are most likely not making the playoffs this year. It's really about, do we need to use a draft pick on a quarterback next year? Or did we figure it out outside of that, which who knows? Really great week 1, terrible worst game of his career week 2. So who knows? But it's also about, is Braden McGregor worth keeping? Is Quincy Williams worth keeping? Is AVT worth bringing back? You know what I mean? Who's worth paying? Who we paying? Is this our team? Who do I need to upgrade over? They need a year to see that. They get here. We got guys who've made all pros. And dude, let me tell you something. They might find out, like they might get at the end of the year and go, I don't want Michael Carter. I want to trade Sauce. I mean, who knows they might determine they don't like any of these guys. Look at Parcells. Came here. He was with Neil O'Donnell, was the big ballyhooed guy. He kept him for a year. Didn't love how he played. The next offseason, he cut him and brought in Testaverde to back up Glenn Foley. But it took him a year to figure that out. At the end of the year, he's like, this guy sucks. And the same thing with Adrian Morrell. Remember how much we loved Adrian Morrell? You guys remember that? We loved Adrian Morrell. Bill Parcells said, yeah, I like him too, but he leaves yards on the field, and then he went and stole Curtis Martin. That's what happened. And we paid for Curtis Martin. Make no mistake. firsts and thirds and all kinds of fun stuff. Play a dub. Today looked like Gase era. Field sucks. Look, I would definitely agree. Today felt very much like Gase. It felt like Zach Wilson. It was the same thing that we've been watching for the past 6 years. That today felt like that. Fields sucking. I'm not 100% on that yet. I'm really not. Again, I'm not, like I said, it's a long shot with Fields, but dude, he played brilliantly week 1. He was laser accurate, pinpoint, zipping it in there. So we know that's there. So he's got to work on the consistency. Maybe he takes him till week 7, week 8. We got to stop fucking chopping guys' heads off, though. But more than likely play a dub. You're right. But we don't know yet. At least I don't know yet. Maybe you do. And again, if you're standing there, you're like, I've seen enough. Okay. I haven't seen enough. I'm ready to watch this season. Now, my only problem is we do the live streams for the game. Like we do the live reaction. We've been doing it for 5 years. The only thing I really care about, obviously I want to win, but the only thing I really care is that it's like actually worth doing. Like the last couple of years that we watch these games, they just take forever. We got to talk. We're talking about fucking French fries, and weird shit in the third quarter. We're not even talking about the game anymore. I forget to do play-by-play because I'm just not interested. You know what I mean? That's what I hate. I got to remind myself, oh my God, you're supposed to be calling this game here. I'm reacting. Plays are going by. I'm talking about my favorite colors. That's what I hate. Billy says, what's up, Billy? We need to just try to calm down a little bit. Right. None of us thought the Jets were going to win any of the first 3 games. We start with 4 out of our first 5 games against playoff teams. Right. Yeah, we're taking our lumps. We're sharpening the edges. We're finding out Gibson needs to go. We're finding out Clemens is a waste of space. Yeah, it's crazy, Jay-Z, isn't it? This is the Jets. We saw the best and worst games of Fields' career in the span of 2 weeks. And that is the Jets. Dude, I don't know what it's going to take to break this curse. I know if I was the GM, I could do it. I know it. I could break the curse. It's going to take one of us to do it, which is why I feel like Aaron Glenn's got a shot, because he's one of us. He knows things that other people don't know. Like they come here. Robert Saleh came here. He thinks he's going to run up steps and fucking say cute stories, and that's enough. It ain't enough. So, did you guys see? I'm going to point out. We talk about it in the Beanbagger Discord all the time. Which, by the way, if you guys want to join that, the link's in the description. Help support, but it's fun. We get together. We do private stuff, like outside of YouTube. It's fun. And I love those guys. We talk about something called maximum pain, right? Like for example, Elijah Moore. I forgot he was even on the Bills, right? I could care less about Elijah Moore. But guess who's running in a touchdown and laughing in fans' faces and doing backflips on our fucking turf? Elijah Moore. Meanwhile, you got 2 former Jets quarterbacks battling it out. I got to root for one because one's less pain than the other one. One already gave me the pain. So I'm rooting for Sam Darnold to beat Aaron Rodgers. One's got to look good, right? Which sucks for me. And then you turn it around, and Robert Saleh, the head coach we fired last year, is using Bryce Huff, the guy we didn't want, and he gets a strip sack to end the game, and he wins. Did you guys see that? Did you guys catch that? Bryce Huff was the man. And I don't care what he did with the Eagles or anywhere else. He was good here. He was good. He was exactly what we wanted, man, and we couldn't keep him. because we can't have him. So he goes out to San Francisco. He reunites with Robert Saleh, and guess what? Game 2, he's winning the game. Strip sack. There he is, Alan Dodds. Right, Alan? Maximum pain. That's what the NFL is for us. How can the Jets fan experience maximum levels of pain? Like, you thought Zach Wilson was bad? We're going to give you the worst game of this quarterback's entire career. Right, get week 2. The week before, best game of his career, but you're still going to lose. On a 60-yard field goal after a miracle circus catch to get him in range for that. You're going to lose. Yeah, we do private stuff. We try on all kinds of clothes, favorite, undergarments, things like that. That's what we do. If you want in on that, come on in. Manish Mims, there's a name for you. The delusion is real. Indeed. It's definitely real. Great. Johnny Boy's got a question here. Okay. With Justin Fields having a concussion and also having epilepsy, does this mean he will be out longer than a player that does not have epilepsy? That I don't know. I mean, I think that's a valid question. Let me show you guys something. Did you guys see this? Let me see if this comes up. Because I don't know, my StreamYard's weird. Nothing works for me. And that's probably, it's got to be user error, but it is what it is. Everybody's shit looks so crisp and clean, and I can't get the thing to do the thing it says it's going to do for me. Let's see if this is, let's see if this pops up. Yep. Okay, here it comes. You see his fingers? You see it? Like he's doing the thing. It's not quite as alarming as Tua with that. Tua was scary, man. But he's doing it. And did you see when it first happened? When he slid and the guy hit him, which should have been a penalty, and every other quarterback on any other team, it would have been a penalty. But for us, I don't know what it is. And this was the most flag-throwing group in the entire NFL last year. And they were throwing flags like madmen today. And a quarterback slides, gets hit, and they don't throw that flag. They're throwing little ticky-tack, pulling on the jersey. But anyway, if you watch that, when he gets hit, he does a thing. He goes, ugh. Like it happened right there. He hit like a brick wall. So I don't know, man. I really don't. I don't know if that's going to what is this? I don't know. I don't know if that has any bearing. I mean, I would imagine it would, right, Johnny Boy? I mean, it's gotta. I mean, they gotta factor that in. I would say. You know what? That's right. I'm making that this week. Bishop. I really am. Look at this. Look at Penix. Look at these receivers. Who is that guy? Number 5. Who's number 5 on the Falcons? I mean, they all look so, like, I don't know, fast and crisp. Like, look at that slant. That's all you got to do. Penix looks good to me. Remember, he was my favorite quarterback in that class. And, Jaden Daniels was, but yeah, Penix, man. But the only thing with him is his injuries. Well, I thought Penix was the most exciting guy in that class. If he stays healthy, he's going to be something. Who's number 5 on the, I just saw an Adrian Morrell comment. Where was it? There it is. Mr. Forte. Adrian Morrell is just one of a handful of players to rush over 1,000 yards in a team that only won one game. Well, there you go. Amazing. Isn't that a great thing? He's always got that. He went on, I think he went to the Cardinals. He had a little bit of a career, but nothing, crazy. But he was like a 4th round pick for us. Ended up being our starter. And he was good. He was good. But again, Parcells, that's the thing. Parcells came in and saw a good player and said, not good enough for me. He said, Adrian Morrell leaves yards on the field. Not a good thing to hear if you want to keep your job. Let's see what else you guys got. Go Hangard's out of here. I know I'm not going to hang much longer either. I'm uploading. I finished editing tomorrow's Jets pod, so we're going to release a Jets pod tomorrow, like the old days. It'll be out 6 a.m. For you guys in the car on the audio side, and 6 a.m. here too on YouTube. So you guys will all get that. I'm very proud of it. But yeah, man. It'll be a good one. Thanks for the invitation. Of course. I mean, shit. It helps support the channel. So there is a free thing, but I don't know what the free people get. I honestly don't. I don't know. I don't even think they get links. So I don't know. What I see it. Oh, somebody joined as a free member. I don't know what that means. But it's like, I think the cheapest one is like $5 or some shit. But yeah, man. Anyway, I appreciate the support, but also too, like, you get stuff for it. So I do what I can. I like hanging out with you guys. That's the truth of it. Let's see what happens. And I look, I would love for everybody to come hang. We're going to do, I'm trying to get my schedule. I'm just all over the place with my business and everything else. I'm trying to get it whittled down. Yeah, I would think so too, Paula. So the epilepsy question, I mean, I didn't even know he had epilepsy. So that's not, so I mean, I might consider steering away from that kind of, just being straight. Tyler says, does GreenBean does private stuff? Wait, GreenBean, does private stuff in the Discord include sexy grok? It can. It can, buddy. Let's see. We got 2 more minutes and we'll make this an hour. Who's doing the player eval on the Jets? He is a complete moron. Well, I think, again, we got to give them a minute. Well, let's see, like, what happens with Arian Smith. Let's see where Membu's season goes. What about, Mason Taylor? Let's see how the season goes for them. And AZ Thomas is probably going to get some playing time. We saw Malachi Moore out there today. So let's see how it goes. I didn't like their day 3 at all, man, of this year's draft. I mean, at all. I didn't like it. I didn't think they managed it well. But I could turn around in 2 years and look back and go, wow, 3 or 4 of those guys are starters and contributors. Then I gotta eat crow and acknowledge it. So we don't know. It's game 2. Tyrod plays well for us. Well, Tyrod is not it. I'm going to tell you right now. I mean, maybe he can give you a win here or there, but Tyrod, Tyrod he's a backup quarterback. So if he's got to come in a week, that's what you want. But the season is Justin Fields. You want to see as much Justin Fields as you can this year. That's what you want. This isn't it. Yeah, I mean, look. Nobody knows what's out. I mean, there were 2 people in the world that thought that was a smart move. Muji and Brandon Stevens' agent. Let's see. Cisco had an awesome tackle against Moore. Yeah, wasn't that the best, Jay Spector? And then he had to pretend he was injured. Oh, I'm hurt. That's what happened. I fucking tweaked my fucking Jimmy Jam. Like, come on, buddy. What are you? You don't think we see through that? What should have happened there, if we had a man, like somebody with, somebody who's a good-ass football player and means business, like a Victor Green from the safety. If that was Victor Green coming up, Elijah Moore is running around. Victor Green would have fucking drove him into next week. It's the truth. And what he would be doing instead instead of doing backflips and yelling at fans, he would have been crying, wondering, where am I going to find my air? How is air going to get back into my body? I am in desperate need of oxygen. Yeah, well, that's Fields. We were talking about Brandon Stevens, but yeah, Glenn. But here's the thing: this you got to remember what this year is. There was nobody out there that we were bringing in that was going to change the trajectory, like put us in Super Bowl contention. It's just that was not happening. So what he did was, it's actually a smart move. He brought somebody in who's a young quarterback who seems to be potentially turning a corner, settling down, all the athletic tools that you want. And if he makes it, great. If he's ready to really be somebody, great. If not, he sucks. We have a better pick and we take a quarterback next year, and we already have next year's backup quarterback. Like, that's what it is. You got to know what it is, Nick. Like, we got to remember, we got to know what this is. They didn't give him a 5-year contract. They didn't give him $50 million a year. You got to pay a quarterback. You got to pay him. That's what they make. It's a 2-year contract, and it is what it is. If he settles in and he's great, fantastic. If he sucks, okay, we know. And now we're going into the next year's quarterback class, where supposedly a lot of guys are going to come out and they're better and all that. Great. Get your guy. You know what I mean, Nick? It's like, again, we can't look at it like Aaron Glenn wanted Justin Fields and he was like, I'm building my whole coaching career around this guy. Like, I mean, I don't think that's the case. He's got a 5-year contract. Justin Fields is a 2-year contract. Look at this. Oh. Wyatt, who's your favorite superhero and villain? Mine's Spider-Man and Scarecrow. It's a shame they'll never meet, huh? You never get to watch your guys fight each other unless you're doing What If. But let's see. My favorite superhero. You know what? It's going to be weird because today's day and age has done things to him. But my favorite superhero growing up was the Green Lantern. That was my guy, and it had nothing to do with the Jets. At least I don't think so. But I always thought they underused him. I'm like, the guy can make anything out of that ring. Why is he always making stupid shit? Like, I would make some serious stuff, man. You know, fucking squeeze the life out of people. Like, did you see the new Superman movie, Wyatt? The way they did Green Lantern, I didn't like the way he looked, and I was like nervous. And dude, he was the highlight of the movie. That's my Green Lantern. Look at that move. Whoop, scootly doop. Atlanta's gonna beat him, man. This is fun. So my favorite villain would be Dr. Doom, without question. I'm really happy to see that the next Avengers stuff is going to be Doomsday. Dr. Doom's my guy. Always has. I was in a band named Dr. Doom in high school. We played the Battle of the Bands, Dr. Doom. I got a tape of that somewhere if you guys ever want to see it. I was playing lead guitar, which I am definitely not a lead guitarist. Flash Gordon, that's what I should have said. You're right, Manish. Flash Gordon, quarterback, New York Jets. That's the way. All right, guys, I got to get out of here. Have a good night. Listen, the GreenBean Jets pod episode 182 drops tomorrow morning. Love bites. That's a good one. Wyatt, look at this one. My most hated villain is Michael Clemens. Oh, that's great. Thank you, Love Bites. That was good. So yeah, drops tomorrow morning. enjoy. It'll be out there for the audio guys too. So enjoy, man, and have a good Monday morning. And I will see you guys. Let me see what I'm gonna play out for you guys today. See if I can play some. I'm playing some old shit. I did that one. What's this one? Oh, this is a good one. So I got the hair again in this one. So listen, have a good night. Watch the Jets pod. Hit the like button and subscribe to the channel for God's sakes. And I will see you tomorrow. Good night, everybody.
This is when the Colts had Peyton Manning waiting there because he didn't come out the year before because Parcells, our brilliant head coach, decided not to tell Archie Manning he couldn't guarantee that he would take his kid first. It's just the stupidest thing. You know, history could have been totally different for us, Jets fans. But it's not. And it sucks because Parcells is one of the greatest coaches we've ever had, if not the greatest. So how can you complain? You can't. I hate that prison cell. I hate it. I want to yell. I want to bitch about it. But I can't because Parcells was good. Traded back. Got James Farrier and Dedrick Ward out of that one. That's what I think.